All right, welcome to the first episode ever of Test Chamber, our new video show where we take a look at new releases. We're going to call this episode 0001 because we're going to do a ton of these, Hanson.
That's 3 zeros?
Yep. I'm joined today by Ben Hanson.
Hello, everybody.
He's my wingman. He's not the new Phil Kohler.
Not yet.
We're going to have rotating guests all the time. It won't just be two dudes that really like each other, good friends. It'll just be two guys that know a lot about video games.
And are kind of lukewarm towards each other personally.
Yeah. Well, wait a minute. What?
I mean, I've been to your house once, but it's not like we're best buds. We can be honest here.
So, Hanson, you got 10 hours into this game.
Yeah, 10 and
Level
a half
23. You put in this 10 hours over the weekend. So, obviously, you must have enjoyed it.
Yeah, well, it's
kind of marathon.
I've had it for a little while. I've had it, I think we got some early copies in, so we've been playing it for a little while. It hasn't been a crazed crash course in this game, but I am enjoying it quite a bit.
So this is one of those games that had a lot of fans crying, like, you got to release it in the U.S. This
Operation
last story.
Rainfall, that was a big thing.
Operation Rainfall, yes. And Nintendo finally decided to publish it here. It's developed by Monolith Soft in Japan. Probably one of the last Wii games that people might want to think about buying.
Last story is going to be coming out, too, so they can look forward to that.
And that is the new Mistwalker game.
Yep. And this one is, yeah, like you said, from Monolith. And it's pretty solid.
And
so
the reviews the point I wanted to make is the reviews I've been seeing on Last Story have been lukewarm.
Really? I haven't seen any on Last Story.
Whereas this game has gotten obviously really high rankings, and Phil Kohler, who's no longer with us here, he gave it a 9.5 out of 10 and just kind of raved about it. And I got to watch him play it a lot in the office, and it looked awesome where he was at in the game toward the end. Yeah,
he certainly played it a lot. That's something I wanted to bring up is how unbelievably long this game is, apparently. I know Phil enjoyed it quite a bit, but when he got towards like the 70-hour mark, I think he started to be like, okay, I'm ready to wrap this baby up.
And the game's available for purchase today. It just released today. And why don't you tell us a little bit about the story? Obviously, I don't know what any of these characters' names are.
This is the final boss. His name's Materia Travel, which is an odd name. I think it's an homage to Final Fantasy VII. Yeah, so the story, I was thinking about it today. I've only seen one town, and I'm 10 and a half hours in, which is relatively wild.
So it's a lot of grinding in open fields?
Yes, it feels a lot like Final Fantasy 12 in that respect.
Okay.
Where we spent a hell of a long time just grinding. You know what? It's really tough to talk and play this game at the same time, it turns out.
So what's going on there at the bottom? You got all sorts of meters and crazy stuff going on.
Yeah, so these are all the different skills. So these are the skills for my friend Reiner over here. And it's allowing me to use a move because I'm most likely going to die in this situation. So please don't judge me off this opening blast.
One thing I should point out, you're using the classic controller. You're not using the nunchuck and the remote.
You can use the nunchuck and remote if you want to, but classic controller, I think, feels awesome.
Any waggle, anything like that?
No, nothing. Obviously, you have to navigate to the option on the Wii menu, and that's where it stops, and it's fantastic. So when it turns to this blue screen right here, what that's doing is it's warning me that I'm about to die.
That's blue?
And it's a weird kind of vision effect.
It looked great to me.
But it's a side effect of the sword that you pick up, which is kind of integrated into the story. So this sword, called the Monado, which I'm holding right now, the main character has it, it allows him to see the future. And so it's cool in this story. I'm just going to let myself slowly die here. It's not important.
Okay.
But it's cool in this story. You know, every once in a while, it could be a flash, and then he has to be like, oh my god, we've got to change something. But it also affects battle in a way. So you'll see a flash, and it'll show you when an enemy is about to use a really strong move, and then a countdown will start on the top. And it'll give you that much time to change it. And if you see that a party member is going to die, you can run over there, warn them, and then they'll do a move that'll kind of counteract that, like heal themselves or put up a shield or something like that.
Oh, that's cool.
Or if it's going to be you that's going to die, then you just have to change your strategy in some way. So it's nice how it integrates into the story and the actual battle mode here.
So it kind of looks like it has an MMO kind of feel to it in the battles.
Very MMO, yeah.
How is the AI? That's one thing that's always drove me insane about MMOs is enemies. It was just kind of an exchange of blows, right?
Right. They're not bad. There's not much party control. There's something called chain attacks, which I could show you.
Okay.
And if you have that, then you're able to control them directly. Or if you warn them about, whether or not they're going to die, then you can actually have direct control. Am I nuts?
Yeah, you're going nuts here.
How do
what
I
are
get
you
out
doing
of here? Where did this?
There's two paths up here. There you go, right there.
Oh, thank God.
Would have been the worst first episode of a show ever.
I hope y'all like caves. And it sucked. I was playing this last night, and I'm like, do I stop in this cave area, which isn't that great to look at, but there's story parts coming up, or should I just start out in a wide open field, which looks beautiful? So I think we're going to go to a little bit of a story bit here. It's not going to be too spoilerific, I hope.
Hold on, I just got to point out, you're just wearing sandals into battle? What is this kid doing?
Oh, look at him. They're more like galoshes.
Yeah, you can go in a pool with those, right? Like,
yeah.
What are those shoes?
It's great. So this is something cool in this game, is the armor changes. When you change it in the inventory screen, it'll change on the actual characters.
You decided I'm going to wear these galoshes things.
Well, dude, look how cool they look.
It is pretty slick.
And Charlotte
nice
here, the
color,
lady,
too.
She does not like wearing pants. Pants really inhibit her during battle.
Okay.
It's actually...
That's what you're saying. Like, you decided she's not wearing pants.
No pants allowed on anybody in my party.
Hanson, you perv.
So her character model is fascinating in a very creepy way, where during cutscenes, you can see a lot of cleavage and beyond, like to the point where I'm convinced they actually textured in some areola, which is a controversial move on my part.
So, in the cutscenes, are they wearing the armor you give them, or is it... Okay.
Yep, it's great. It's like Legend of Legaia. It was the first game that I played where it did that.
Yeah. Nice memory, Hanson. That was a good game. It was an okay game, I guess.
I really liked it, but then my save got deleted when I was on the final boss, and I never went back and did it.
Well, maybe we could do a super replay of that someday.
Ooh, that'd be an interesting one. So, as you see up top...
What are you collecting, by the way? What are these little orbs?
Just items. That's something this game is amazing at. It's really a loot fest. So there's items spread across the entire map, and you are always running across an open field, and it's like, I might as well run over there and get that cool item. And enemies drop a ton of items. Like, every enemy you kill, I think pretty much everyone, it'll drop a treasure chest. So it's always completely randomized as to what's in that treasure chest.
And this is single player only?
Yep. Although it certainly feels like an MMO. And it's crazy to think about the amount of production that went into this game, and the fact that Nintendo might not have released it here. It's mind-boggling.
Huh.
It's an enormous game.
And it was localized in Europe first, right?
Right. So this is actually the British version. There's a couple Britishisms in there that sound a little bit weird if you aren't.
Wait a minute.
Really
We're playing the U.S. version, or are we playing the
They're
UK
one and the
version?
same. I don't think they changed anything from.
But
the
this
British
is
version.
the actual U.S. disc that you're playing.
Yes, this is the one that you can pick up in the stores right now. Yep.
And what are your thoughts on it so far? Like,
I like it. You know, it's.
Are you going to stick with it all the way through, or are you just still experimenting?
I really convinced myself that I was going to stick with it all the way through, but man, that's a lot of time. And I'm in the mood for JRPG. You know, I just finished Mass Effect, and it's like, let's go back to my roots. I love JRPGs. Let's check it out.
Yeah, the conflict I have right now is we have The Witcher right around the corner, Witcher 2 on Xbox 360.
Yeah.
Risen 2, which I'm really excited about because of pirates. I don't know why. But that just sounds like fun. Like, I want to experience that world.
All right.
I like what I've seen of it so far in the previews and the videos that we've had on GameInformer.com. But this, you know, getting a 9.5 from Phil, it's like, holy crap.
It's high
That means
praise.
that's a must play, in my opinion.
I was shocked by that high score.
anything we give a 9 to, I got to go all the way through just to see, like, you know, either go to their desk and be like, dude, you're crazy, or I totally agree with you.
Yep. I know Andy actually said today he was looking forward to checking this game out. I support it. If you're a fan of JRPGs, you definitely should play it. It's not going to revolutionize the world. I think it's getting a lot of hype, and it's great, but like maybe it's just I'm jaded after Mass Effect. But the story in this game, it's a really cool premise. But the actual story, it's like, there's a lot of dialogue. No one's really saying anything too wildly interesting. So I do like it a lot, but it's
What's with the energy hula hoop, the lightsaber hula hoop?
So that means that the enemy is targeting me. It'd be nice if one of my teammates took that. See, now it's targeting him.
Well, you're both getting targeted, and you have arrows all over your plate.
There are a ton of enemies here, as you can see.
Oh, there's some loot.
So, an interesting thing with the main character here, there isn't really any magic, at least yet. I'd be surprised if they incorporated it later than this. But the main way of attacking is it's kind of relying on positioning, square yard towards the enemy. It's like this is my front-facing blow here, and these are from the side. So if my teammate has them distracted, and the enemy's facing them, then I can sneak around to the side and get bonus damage. With
That's awesome, actually.
It's pretty cool. So it's kind of a slow rotation game is mainly what you're doing here. And you can also switch main characters, which is kind of nice in the screen. So if you want to play as like the long-range sniper / healer, her name's Charla over there, you can certainly do that.
Charlo?
Charla.
Charla, okay.
It's pretty. And looks like I'm going to die again here.
This is a great demo.
This
Hanson.
is a horrific demo.
What is going on here? Are these just like, was
That's
it just
a
too
vision
much?
of what's going to happen. So if I don't do anything, that's exactly what's going to happen.
Well, get out of here. Can you run?
Oh, yeah, I can, but it looks like...
Did you just go into a high-ranking area? Are these like overpowered?
No, I think just lack of concentration is what...
This isn't Assassin's Creed all over again, right? Just to give you viewers a little story, I was like, Hanson, you should just put up quick 15s all the time. And he went downstairs and recorded Assassin's Creed 2. But he'd never played Assassin's Creed. So our video ended up being Hanson just kind of running into walls.
And the secret about that video is that I did it like 4 times, then spliced together the best versions of that. And it was still horrific. And I got a ton of crap because I just played Enslaved. And I never played Assassin's Creed, so I was using Enslaved controls on Assassin's Creed.
So the one-button control of Enslaved versus the crab claw grip of Assassin's Creed.
And it did not work well. I'm going to get out of this stupid place just so I can show you someplace cool. And this way I won't ruin any of the story for you.
So Western RPGs versus JRPGs. You could save anywhere in Western RPGs. What about this game?
This game you can save anywhere.
Awesome.
We're obviously not in the middle of a battle. Let's see. I'll go right here. This will be a nice reveal for you.
And they'll pick you up exactly where you saved, or is it like a nearest landmark or something like that?
So you can teleport to the nearest landmark. No, you pick up exactly where you saved.
Excellent.
This game is very nice. And even when you die, you don't lose progress. You go back to the nearest landmark, but you'll keep all your experience. It's very forgiving in that way. It makes it a really convenient RPG. Obviously, you saw the fast travel here, which is very nice. But it also is constantly giving you items, constantly rewarding you. Every time you explore a new area, it gives you experience. There's also achievements, which is really weird for a Wii game. It's not Nintendo. It's not like, out of the shell, but it's
Can you bring up
game.
the menu for achievements?
Yeah. Let's see here. Where is it at?
So is it like World of Warcraft, or are there just a ton of them?
There's a ton of them. I haven't seen WoWs, but let's see.
Oh, a lot of them are secrets, too.
Yeah, one of them I got just because there's like a gap in a fence. And so I leapt off this
You weren't kidding. They are called achievements.
I know. So I leapt off this
And you get a trophy. They got even a trophy icon there.
Just roll it all into one. So anyways, I jumped off this massive cliff into a giant pool of water just because it'd be fun to do. And it gave me like 100 experience for it. And unlocked an achievement. It's like, all right, this is fantastic.
So the achievements actually give you in-game benefits, huh?
Yes. Everything in this game gives you experience. Side quests give you a ton of experience.
That's cool looking right there.
Yeah.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
Obviously, there's cycling day and night cycle. The music
really nice draw distance for Wii. Well, there was some drawing of the most important thing, the enemies, right?
You only say that because the enemies haven't popped in yet. And graphically, we should point out, like, the enemy designs look really good, and I'm really pleased with it. The main character's face in cutscenes, however, not the prettiest.
Hold on. Let's take a look here. We got like an Ankylosaurus tail.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We got a Triceratops face on these guys with the horns. What other dinosaur did they ape here?
Just mining all of them. Yeah, so this is an example of kind of enemy type you'll see.
The size of a Stegosaurus.
So these guys are what? Like, level 13, you can see there above the enemy.
And you're level 23. So is it dependent, kind of tied into your level?
No.
So if you face a level 23, is that an even match?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, most of the time you're going to take it out. It's not going to be too harsh. But the cool thing is there's this huge field here. I don't know what that thing over there is.
Wow.
Okay.
Look at all the foliage.
Yeah, there's a ton of detail here. And just massive environments. But the cool thing is when you're running around environments like this, every once in a while you'll come across like a level 70. They're just thrown in there right in the beginning, and you would not stand a chance. So you just immediately have to run away. And this is kind of a freaky thing. Yeah, there we go. Level 73. I think I would die if I touched that.
Is everything kind of prehistoric looking?
At least in the beginning areas, yeah, I suppose so. There's a lot of bunnies and cute stuff like that, I suppose.
But you kill them.
So do you know the basic premise for the story of this game, Reiner?
Nope.
Well, let me tell you a tale.
Does it involve something called the Xenoblade?
No. Well, that's a weird thing. So the creator of this game...
Whoa, look at that!
Yeah, exactly.
What is that? What level is it?
81 Territorial Rotmart.
You can take that.
Let's do it.
It's got a raccoon tail.
The creator of this game, Takahashi...
Don't do it, Hanson. He's got little minions, too.
Where's the minions?
Right there.
Oh, they're on my side.
Coyotes.
Oh, wait, those are wolves.
Yeah, stay away.
Of course, you need the RPG Wolf. But, so the creator of this game also made, obviously, Xenogears and Xenosaga. And this game was originally called Monado, which is the name of the blade there that lets you see into the future.
Okay.
And so the whole Xenoblade concept, I'm not sure if they worked that into the script later, but it kind of just feels like a marketing gimmick. Like, hey, this is the Xeno guy, the Xeno team. Let's put Xeno in the title. And it's all about a sword, so Xenoblade. So I don't think there's any tie-ins to those other games, even though Xenogears and Xenosaga were loosely connected. This one's kind of a standalone project. And so the premise here, as you see, things kind of look weird in this environment. And so the entire world...
What do you mean weird? This looks normal to me.
Hang on.
It's like when I go outside, I'm a little scared of what's going on, but...
Well, look at Crocodile Cliff Rock up there.
It just looks like a bridge that broke or something.
All right, well, why it looks a little bit
Big glacier
funky,
went through there.
Could be. And maybe when it turns
Are you saying the
daytime,
world's
we
like
can see
alive?
this. That's what I'm getting at.
Okay.
So the story begins, and it's two giant titans battling, basically. And one of them is called Bionis, and that's where all the humans live. And then there's the other one where all the robots live, and it's all about...
Wait, robots?
Yes. So you're fighting robots in this game, mainly. They are kind of the nemesis. Oh, here we go. And so these robots or giant kind of titans just froze. And so as you're going around the game, you are actually going around this giant creature called Bionis.
Okay.
It's like Bionis' leg. That's where I am right now.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's a cool premise. And
Last boss, maybe?
Maybe. Like the enemy one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, can you show us any of these robots?
No, I'd have to go further in the story. I don't think there's too many milling about. They look pretty cool. So the story is they've adapted to have human faces.
Sure.
Some of them have human faces, and the Xenoblade.
It's
or
what
the
happened in
Monados-
Battlestar Galactica.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I guess so. They look less human than that, but for some reason the Monado blade can't cut.
Is it
these
just
guys.
a really like crappy clockwork robot with like a really nice human face on it?
Yeah, that's exactly what it looks like. No, it is kind of a clockwork robot. That's a pretty accurate description of the design, actually.
They need more people working in this market.
Hello, friend.
Hello.
Okay.
Yeah, the voice acting has a pretty strong British accent.
So there is spoken dialogue.
There is, yeah. In all the cutscenes they speak, most of the townspeople just give you like a greeting and then it's text. And there's this cool thing. Let's see, where is it? The affinity chart, which is kind of like a weird social network chart.
What?
Where every time you do a side quest for a character, it will show up on this chart and you'll gain affinity for it.
Okay, so it's not a social network thing. I was afraid you were going to be like Facebooking characters.
Yeah,
in
and
this.
then the main character whips out his phone. No, yeah, and so affinity is kind of the weird social currency in this game, and they have certain areas of the game called heart-to-hearts, which is very dumb. You'll just see them in the distance. You'll run over there, and if you have enough affinity with a certain character in your team, then you have a heart-to-heart chat in that zone. But apparently everyone on my team hates me, probably because I always die in caves because I can't get a single heart-to-heart.
Does that affect the story at all? Is
I
there
don't
like
think
multiple
so.
paths, or
You'll probably get some experience from it, but I don't think it'll have drastic changes to the story.
This is a cool looking city. It looks gigantic.
Yeah, it's very.
I always get
very
intimidated
big.
more so than enemies in games in these RPGs by the size of the cities.
Yep. Yeah, this game is a little bit overwhelming at first because it is a massive city that you start out in. Hang on, let's get crazy.
Okay, so that's how you got the achievement?
Yeah. Just being
Nice.
that cool.
No animation, just feet first.
It's pretty crude. I'll do some jumping animation demonstrations.
kill the crab.
Up here.
You gotta kill it.
Please, that's one hit. This is totally lame.
Well, let's see it.
The enemy.
You gotta kill something in this.
Oh, 2 hits.
This won't take long.
And there's some loot.
Yeah, constant loot everywhere. But check out
What'd you
these
get?
jumping animations.
Dance apples?
It's not important.
Do you move faster when you jump? Is this one of those
No.
games?
I think it's
okay.
the same, but it looks so awesome, and the main character sounds so cool when he does it. You just have to do it constantly.
Hey, Hanson, behind you? I'm just gonna say that's probably not a real rock.
Well, certainly it is.
Right there. That's not a rock.
It looks like a rock.
It's gonna be a monster with
Smells
eyes.
like a rock.
Nah, it's a rock.
That was wildly
Ooh.
disappointing.
It's where you hide your anti-air batteries.
Mm-hmm. So, as you can tell from the Wicked...
that looks amazing.
Yeah. For a Wii game, it looks really good. I hate saying for a Wii game, but there we go. But
Well, I mean, it's not high definition, but there is a lot of definition in these environments and
True.
the character models, and it does look very nice.
also,
very, very nice.
The music is fantastic. I don't know if you can tell from kind of the violin track going on in the background.
I think I hear a wooden flute.
Yeah.
Maybe a recorder.
Yep. So there's 3 composers for this game. Ooh, hang on. Here's a little flash. See, I picked up an item, and it's telling me I'm going to have to collect these later for a side quest, so it's just a little heads up. This
And
the
is there...
Monado
Okay,
version.
yeah, that's a question. Are there multiple quests going on at once? Do you have a mission menu?
Oh, so many. Look at this. I don't even want to look at these.
These are all uncompleted.
These are all side quests, and I tried not to talk to anybody.
Okay, where's your completed log then?
I don't know. It's all in here.
Hit the Y button. Completed. Go down
Completed.
there.
All
Okay.
right, these are the ones I've completed, apparently. But it's one great thing about this game is that it's always very clear as to where you're supposed to be going next. There's always an arrow on the top, or right now it's a story memo.
I like
You
how
can
it
kinda
shows
tap
which
on
direction
there.
you're going, like your cone of vision, all that
Yeah.
stuff.
It's a very convenient JRPG.
And let's see the world map, just the size of this thing.
Well, I don't know if we can see a good
The whole
look at the
thing?
world map. We can go to the different areas. There's not really a world map. You kind of go from one area to
That's
the
unfortunate.
other. Oh, here we go. Here's Colony 6. Anyways, but the music in this game, it's Mitsuda is one of the composers who did Chrono Trigger, Chrono Cross, Xenogears, some of the greatest soundtracks of all time. And he definitely brings that Celtic influence, which you can kind of hear. And then the other composer has composed Kingdom Hearts. And she did Breath of Fire 4, I do believe. And like Parasite Eve and stuff like that. So it's a lot of amazing talent combining to create this game.
And it's directed by Tetsuya Takahashi,
Right.
who is an old Square vet.
Right.
And he did a lot of work, like graphic design on Chrono Trigger, Secret of Mana, Xenosaga, which is
Yeah.
kind of funny. He's got Xenoblade, right?
Yeah, he loves it.
Can't get away from the Xeno.
So as you can see through the fog here, Reiner, that is the other world. That's the robot homeworld. You can just barely make it out. And that's
Holy
this massive
crap.
weapon spreading over into our
So do you
world.
see a cutscene at the beginning with these guys like throwing
Yep.
down?
Oh,
That's
yeah.
sweet.
Which you can see in our old Quick 15 that
We'll
Phil
link
and
in right
Jason
here.
did. Yeah, no, it's pretty cool stuff. So it's a very cool premise. The story, it's vaguely interesting so far, but I'm not blown away.
Is the combat good enough for you to just carry on, like even if the story suffers?
I think so. I'm addicted to the progression. Like, I haven't been this addicted, I think, to an RPG's combat since like Final Fantasy 12.
Wow.
It's just great. Zone out, get a ton of loot, have a fun time grinding, and see wacky creatures like this.
Oh, it's adorable.
Yeah. So I'm glad we didn't have to spoil into the story, but kind of gave people a look at what this
Yeah,
game's
I think
all
that's
about.
a pretty complete look at what you can expect combat-wise and from the world itself and exploration and all that stuff.
If you needed any tips on dying, I hope we really helped you out.
Well, thanks, Hanson, for taking the time to show us this.
Thank
and
you.
As I pointed out earlier, Phil Kohler gave it a 9.5. That is the Game Informer rating. And I'll probably be doing a blog on this later in the year just to let people know what I thought of it. But in the meantime, it's available now, and you can pick it up. And thanks for watching, everyone.
Ow, ow! That was really embarrassing. I can't believe I died that many times.